Hi, welcome to another video where we talk about independent freight dispatching. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Kamal. Please consider subscribing because we talk about business, we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about transportation, and more specifically, independent freight dispatching. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, please watch this video because we have about 30 questions, the commonly asked questions, and these are the questions that stop people to become independent freight dispatchers. So we picked about 30 questions and we will be going over these questions, but this video is not going to be that long. So we'll be breaking into 5 videos. So each video will have about 5 to 6 questions. Consider watching to the end because you will know much more than other people who are still doing their research, trying to figure that out, the questions that they have. But I basically took all the questions from our emails, from our text messages, from our Facebook groups here in our YouTube channel. We pick those comments and then we pick and choose 30 questions that mostly ask questions, and we will get into those questions right now. Before going into details, I want to share something really important. We created a startup guide. It's a free guide for you guys. That link will be in the description box below this video. So it's a free guide for you. It's how to become a truck dispatcher. So the link is below, so go ahead and download and start using it. So let's get started with the questions. So first question is, how do truck dispatchers get paid? And I always talk about this. There are some differences between truck dispatcher and independent freight dispatching. Since we're talking about independent freight dispatching, so I want to make this clear that what are the differences between truck dispatcher and independent freight dispatcher. One is, in a basic way of saying this, one is an employment opportunity and the other one is a business opportunity. Meaning truck dispatcher works for a carrier, a single carrier. This is an employment opportunity, meaning the 9 to 5, they work paycheck to paycheck. On the other hand, independent freight dispatching model is actually a business model. It's a business. So basically what you do is that you're taking your skills in creating a service-based company and offering your services to carriers. And you're not limited as far as a carrier or number of carriers go. And being a truck dispatcher, you just depend on a carrier, but independent freight dispatcher, you can have as many, or you can serve as many carriers as you want. So there is a slight confusion when we use independent before the freight dispatching or truck dispatching. Independent, some people think that, okay, I'll be an employee working for a carrier, then independent meaning I'll be working remotely for my carrier. That's not the case, because independent freight dispatching meaning you are independent from anybody. Now you have your own business and you have your own team in offering your services to carriers. So let's talk about how they get paid, meaning independent freight dispatchers. Now we know the differences. The truck dispatcher is easy because 9 to 5, it's a paycheck to paycheck. You get the job done and you get paid, meaning your employee will write a check and then you're good to go. So independent freight dispatching, obviously it's a business. There's some systems, there are requirements. What we'll do is that I will be acting as an independent freight dispatcher and then I'll be serving carrier. So if I serve my carrier A, I have many carriers, for example. If I serve my carrier, and I will be emailing to my carrier or sending invoice to my carrier for the job that I did. For example, it could be anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 job that I did for my carrier. Now I'm sending my invoice as a $5,000 to my carrier. Carrier receives my invoice and he pays it, right? That is the basic way of saying this, or in general, this is how it works. But inside, what will happen is that there's 2 ways of getting paid. One, using factoring company. If you don't know factoring company, please watch other videos. I go into in details explaining the players in this industry. So one way of doing this is basically you will have your own systems and then you will be sending your invoice using your system. And the other way is that you will be working with factoring company and then you'll be using or leveraging factoring company so that you can get paid. So first is using your own system. Is basically there are some financial tools out there in the market the tool that we use is QuickBooks. So we use QuickBooks to generate invoices and send invoices to our carriers. For example, if we did a job for $5,000, we log into our QuickBooks account, and then we'll create invoice, and then we'll send that invoice to a carrier. So carrier may not be using QuickBooks, or maybe this carrier uses different software. It doesn't matter, as long as he can pay us, meaning using debit card or business debit card or business credit card. So he will pay and then we'll receive the money. So this is how it works. The financial tools is important in this process. So the second option, actually using the factoring company, this is much secure way of receiving payments, and I will tell you in a minute. And it's actually easy. So you have a carrier and you have your company, and between you there will be a factoring company. Factoring company, for now, think as a small bank between your customers and your company. So what we'll do is that the rate confirmations, and again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, please watch other videos. Rate confirmation is basically when you searched a load, you found a load using load boards, and you found a load that works for you, and then you negotiate it with the broker, and broker sends you the rate confirmation. It's basically confirming the rate. That means your broker and you agreed on a price. So you will receive that document, which is really important document, and you take that, and then you will be assigning to the carrier's driver, or you can just call a carrier or a driver. Then driver delivers. Upon delivering, then driver will send you what we call is POD. POD stands for proof of delivery. Factoring company will give you a dashboard for independent freight dispatchers, where you just log in and then upload your documents, meaning rate confirmation and POD, so that factoring company will see, okay, we receive these documents, and then whatever the charges you have as far as for your carrier, for example, if you agreed on 10%, then if you send the invoice for $5,000, that means you will get 10% cut from that $5,000, which is $500. The secure way, as I said in the beginning, the secure way, and why is secure? Because the factoring company protects you as an independent freight dispatcher, meaning your carrier will not receive money until you get paid. So basically what factoring company will do is that will take that deduction from the carrier's account, which is your cut, which is 10%, which is $500, and make deposit into your account, and then factoring company will deposit the rest of the money to carrier's account. So this is how it works. So carriers get paid and you get paid. So these are the two ways how you can get paid. So let's talk about the question number 2. Then question number 2 is, should I get carriers first? This is a common question. Should I get carriers first or build a relationship with brokers? So let's deep dive into this question and talk about the players. So we have carriers and we have independent freight dispatchers, and obviously now we're talking about the brokers. For those of you who don't know brokers, the broker is just a company between the manufacturer and the carrier, meaning he's in between. What he does is that, in the most simplest way explaining this, is that he goes out and finds load, contracting with the shippers, think about manufacturers, taking those loads and uploading onto load board. So what carrier will do is that search loads inside the load board, found the load, let's say, and then we'll be contacting a broker. So in most cases, carriers will work directly with the broker. So you as an independent freight dispatcher, you'll be serving a carrier. So in order to build a relationship, and obviously you must do some business with the broker. So you cannot do any business with the broker if you don't have an MC. So for those of you who don't know, MC stands for motor carrier. It's basically authority for the carriers so that they can transport goods all across the board, let's say. And what will happen is that you cannot build a relationship if you don't have customers, meaning your carriers. So in this case, you must have a carrier so that you can build relationship with your brokers. So let's take question number 3. And the question number 3 is, do owner operators really need dispatching services when they can book their own loads with apps like DAT Load Boards? DAT Solution is a company, provides subscription levels as far as load board goes for the carriers, and obviously for brokers and shippers now for independent freight dispatchers. So here's a question maybe independent freight dispatcher or prospective independent freight dispatcher thinks that, okay, so this owner operator, and again, owner operator is a guy who owns truck and trailer and at the same time operates. That's the name comes from, owner operator. So owner operator, there are some situations that yes, they can, but think about if I'm an owner operator, what I do, I work hard, I drive long hours, I'm away from my family for weeks. And what I do, I pick up loads and I deliver loads, I secure the loads, meaning chaining, strapping, tarping. It's heavy work. And at the same time, I'll be searching my own loads. I would rather hire somebody so they can help me find loads so that I can just focus driving and delivering. And I have an example. I have one of my students, and he recently joined our up-level dispatching course. And he said, Kamal, I have DAT subscription, and it's a highest level subscription, which is $150 per month, which DAT has. It's a power load board. And he said, I bought the subscription, but I haven't used for about 6 months now. I even touched it. I paid, I still pay for it, but I don't use it. And why? Why is that? You're paying $150. Think about why not use this amazing tool that you have on your hands, meaning using the app, which DAT Power gives you the app to use. So basically you can search loads using your phone within an app. Because he's busy, he's not interested, talking to brokers, finding loads, but he would rather just, do his job. He's good at picking up loads, delivering loads, meaning driving. He is a driver. So he's an owner operator, but he's a driver, right? So yes, they can. Some they do. I have friends and they are owner operators and they do really good job just using that, but it's very low percentage. Why? Because they always need help, and this is where your help kicks in. So they need your services, and mostly this is what I see is that the communication is key when you're talking to brokers. Not many people know how to talk to brokers. And well, don't take me wrong, you can call the broker and talk all day long with this broker so that you can book a load from him, but there's some strategies, there's some tactics, there's some negotiation tactics, and obviously everything boils down to communication skills. And most people just, they need extra help. Think about a really good company. They need salespeople. They need salesmen to go out and close the deals. Meaning, so if I'm not good at closing the deals, I would rather pay much more to a closer or a salesman that they can close the deal, for example. So this is exact same situation. And don't think this way, meaning, well, they can do it, they don't need my help. Right? So you're judging intellectually before you jump in. So let the results speak themselves before you just, have your judgment, meaning will it work or not? So let's take a look at another question. I didn't have any truck. Is it possible to create an independent truck dispatching company without buying a truck? So obviously, independent freight dispatching company, they don't own any trucks and they don't have any MC number. So what they do is that they will be just basically serving carriers. So if I'm a carrier and you are an independent freight dispatcher, you're basically dispatching using your skills, using your load board skills, using your communication skills, so you can find loads for my trucks. And this is how you get contracted. So if I'm interested in your services, if you can deliver your services, then obviously we can have a business. So yes, this is the beauty of this model. The business model is that you don't need to buy any trucks, because carriers, they will have their trucks. So basically what you do, you offer your independent freight dispatching services to guys who owns the trucks. I hope you're getting value out of this video. So if you do, please like and subscribe to this channel. As I said, we talk about business, we talk about entrepreneurship, and we talk about the trucking industry. More specifically, we talk about independent freight dispatching. So, and again, if you guys have any questions, here's my email. Please don't forget to email me with any questions. And if you're interested joining the program, we have an up-level dispatching program. This is the highest level of the training that we have right now, and I personally mentor my students, so there will be links below this video. So there will be more videos because I have about 30 questions, so I will take about 2 more questions so that we can create 5-part video series out of this. So please email me with any questions you have. So let's go ahead and take another question. How can I get carriers or trucking companies, and what is the legal agreement process before I start working with them? Then obviously you have 2 ways to acquire a customer, meaning it's 2 methods. One is paid, the other one is free. Free meaning organic. So paid method is obviously leveraging the internet, more specifically social media, for example, Facebook ads. So another way acquiring customers is actually what we call is organic outreach, or think about getting customers or doing the marketing for free, meaning you're not spending any money in marketing so you can acquire customers. How you can do this is that what we teach inside the course, but we go quickly over, take an overview. What we teach inside the course is basically you join the Facebook groups. This is one of the methods. There are other methods that you can acquire customers. The one way is joining Facebook groups and engaging the conversation that already happening, meaning carriers inside the groups asking questions, and you engage the conversation and you take them into your world. So this is the simple way of explaining this, and it's, it goes much in detail, but the legal agreement is that you must have dispatcher carrier agreement. And for our students, we provide dispatcher carrier agreement, their contracts and agreements. The agreement is basically saying, hey, I'll be serving you, and the main purpose of agreement is actually your carrier will be giving you the limited power of attorney. Limited power of attorney means that but you have the power of using carrier's company, but you're limited as far as just booking loads and delivering your service. And obviously the contract will actually dictates the policies that you have, but this is in a basic way explaining this is that it's agreement between your carrier company and then your company, so that you can offer your dispatching services. So that is that. So let's take the last question is, how can I work from my country? Meaning you are outside US, since we talk about US market, and you are anywhere around the world. So the way it works is actually you must have a US based company. And why is that? Because you will be serving US based carriers, so they are in the US. So it doesn't matter where the owner is, you can be any part of the world and operate your business. For example, I have a couple of businesses that I operate. Let's say if I visit my country, and then I'll be operating my business from my country. There is no problem with it. The only thing is that my company must be in the US. Now the question is, Kamal, I'm not in the United States, so how am I do that? So we teach this inside the training, like in detail, but the general idea is that there will be companies, what we call it, registered agents. They are in the United States, so you will be contacting them saying, hey, I want to create this business. So for a small fee, then they will create a business. Any state you pick in the United States, they will create a business for you for a fee. And obviously this company will act as like on your behalf, meaning they will be receiving important documents and sending you important documents. So this is the company that you must work so that you can have US based company while you are outside the US, right? You don't need any green cards. You don't need to be a citizen of this country. So the only thing is that you must have a US based company, and this is how you can operate your business. And obviously, so everything boils down to systems. Now, creating a company in the US, it's easy and for a small fee. But the thing is that somebody must be teaching you, showing you how you can structure your business correctly, meaning putting things together, meaning create a system. So if you create a system, then obviously you can run the system any part of the world. So we have a startup guide, how to become a truck dispatcher. We will include this link below this video. So please go ahead and click and download this startup guide. And it's really will help you to grasp the idea. And there's some step-by-step process how you can and become an independent freight dispatcher. And at the same time, if you have any questions, please let me know by emailing info@dispatchtrucks.com. And please like this video. As I said, it helps channel a little bit. So, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. So as I said, we talk about business, and we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about trucking, and more specifically, we talk about independent freight dispatching. Please, if you want to join the up-level dispatching, and again, there will be a link below this video. We also talk about the load board, so there will be links below this video how you can sign up for load boards. You can use for 30 days for free if you use those links below this video. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. Until then, stay safe. Bye now.